Thank you so much. Enjoy your dinner. My name is Peter. Just to give you a quick background of my person, I was born in Poland, went to school in Germany, and had my university education in Austria, so a classical European career. And since 2002, I'm Dean of our department, which is called Business Informatics. And I actually founded this department and this degree program 13 years ago under the name of Management, Communication and IT. And the idea was bringing communication science and IT science, computer science, into a classical management program. Doing that 13 years ago, before we had Twitter and social media and all these things, was quite challenging. But my headaches were not in finding the right talents to join the program, nor finding right teachers or bright minds to educate my students. But what really caused endless sleepless nights was the question, what if my students, coming from a small Austrian university, ending up with a degree which tells the world that they are a master or bachelor of science or art, under the name of a program, Management, Communication and IT, would be able to be found by fantastic companies who can understand what skills and competencies they have and hire them right away from Austria to Spain, Greece, Germany, or wherever in Europe. And you might think that in 2002 that was an ancient problem, but this problem still exists. This problem still exists. The internet can actually not help us in finding and matching the right skills of a fresh alumni of a university or a school even, and matching that with the job description of a classical company, and perhaps adding the gap where a company would say, well, this is a very nice degree, but you're missing some ABAP qualifications, you need some SAP know-how or Cisco know-how, and if you would have that, you would be the perfect guy for my job. So it is still not possible to go into the internet and solve that problem. And you might say, how can that be? And on the background, as we understand that we have a lot of youth unemployment in Europe, a lot of, I would say, lack of ICT skills in different varieties in our society, I think solving that problem on a large-scale issue is really important. From my point of view, very brief, I think we have three pillars to build that solution on. First pillar is we need a single, clear description, standardized description of skills, competencies, and also occupations out there in the world. So we need one classification for that. DG Employ runs a very important program, and that is called eSkills, European a catalog which describes skills, competencies, etc. And this is something which I just wanted to mention in this round. It is really important to go for this project because it's the only way to solve problems like matchmaking on a large scale issue. Otherwise you would need an HR expert and somebody who's advising your career. This always works, but on a large scale you need a kind of standardization. So this is the first pillar. The second pillar, which is really important from my point of view, is establishing an independent platform where talents can meet, where companies can meet, and where educational companies, universities, etc. also can meet in order to do that matchmaking. And this platform, this is the good news, already exists. It's called the Academy Cube. And the Academy Cube was initiated in 2013 at CeBIT by Mrs. Merkel. And she was backed up by the former co-CEO of SAP, Jim Hagemann-Snabe at that time. And he said, okay, we can build that platform. And so this platform was created 2 years ago. And after a while, SAP understood it has to be a vendor-neutral platform. It has to be a platform without the influence of politicians, without the influence of official stakeholders. It has to be a body by itself. And this is where Academy Cube actually stands right now. Academy Cube is a non-for-profit organization, still backed up, initiated by SAP. But I'm absolutely proud to tell you that also large global IT vendors join the club. join the club with their expertise, with their know-how, with their e-learnings, and also their job offers. And Cisco is the first company who's really a strategic partner for Academy Cube. So this platform is really ongoing and growing, and this is very important for young people, that it is a neutral platform. It is not like a job agency. It's nothing which is part of the university. It has to be out there in the net and very neutral. And this is very important for the young talents, the idea would be that the talent can just go on that platform, fill in the profile, bearing in mind it has to be standardized, and find companies which are not that obvious to the talent. Because typically we would say an IT graduate would go into an IT company. But this is what we heard before. 50% of IT professionals are not working in the IT sector, and they are needed everywhere. So how could a non-IT company just go somewhere and tell the world, well, we are not an IT company, but we need digital skills. So this is a very important part of Academy Cube. And the matching, and also matching and identifying the gap between what the company needs and what the young students and the bright mind has had in his or her university studies. To find this out, this is a very important, I would say, this is the most trickiest part of the whole story. And this is here now my third point. I'm very happy to announce that we made a pitch in terms of a research project, which is now supported by DG Connect. And this part is more or less something which I've learned from my research. So we've learned that young people need kind of a different setting to understand their career. It shouldn't be something which the parents advise them. It should be something very easy to use. Easy to use like an app that just tells you, well, I think I could go there with my career, and which kind of steps, like a navigation system, which kind of steps would I need? How long would it take me to travel there? Is there any charge fees for on my way according to get to my goal? How long do other young talents need to get there? So this kind of a matchmaking system with very strong algorithm, using all the communication part, the platform of Academy Cube, ESCO as a standardization, and building up these new algorithms at the very end in a very simple app, easy to use. That is what we now think is the next third step, and I'm very happy that we can start with our work in the very next weeks. And just to bring you talent to your mind, somebody who really was studying in Romania, searching the internet, and coming to Academy Cube using one of our technologies is here. It's Mihai, and I just want to give the microphone to him and leave the floor to him, just that you get an impression how hard it is at the very end of the day to find something which is appropriate, also in a perfect world, free of charge, helping a young man like Mihai to make his career. Thank you so much for your attention.
So, good evening to everyone. My name is Mihai Avramescu. I came all the way from Romania. I study computer science there, and after graduating I was lucky and I get hired by a multinational, Pirelli. Basically at the beginning I was in infrastructure as a local admin, and I thought about it and found SAP, the world of SAP, a lot more interesting. So I asked my boss, and I made this change in my life, joined the SAP team. It wasn't easy. I was looking everywhere for trainings, for courses, for books, for anything that might help me with the daily job, which represented managing the IT behind 2 or 3 custom modules specifically designed for Pirelli. So that meant each day I had to debug errors and messages and everything there, and at the beginning it was a bit of a nightmare because I didn't have anything backing up, like documentation, internal documentation or anything helping me out. So I struggled and searched the internet, and I found that SAP launched a platform, Academy Cube, which I didn't know anything about it, but I went in, I registered, and I found dozens of high quality e-learnings, courses. Everything that I really needed was already there, done for me. So what I've done, I've started with the SAP overview, which is basically getting you from get going for nothing, basically a newbie, not knowing anything about it, and went through to SAP FI and SAP ABAP debugging, workbench, dictionary, and all the difficult stuff that programming language means behind. So that in what respect that helped me out, it was that I got visibility from my management, and in about 1 year, 1.5 years, I was a part of many projects on Italy and Germany, and also got me the job that I currently have, maybe my dream job at Microsoft. So I thank you for that. One more point that I must make: it's really important to keep this platform free for everyone and keep it as it is now, with a lot of courses, diversity, and hands-on. Because from my experience, it's really important when you're working on something to have structure and to be able to test it. So the courses are like step, 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 but each time are showing you how to do it, and afterwards are putting you to do the same thing and do it by yourself and test you at the end, maybe offer you a certification that you can present to a future employer. This is hard for someone that comes from the bench of a university, or it's just starting up, to show some experience. Large companies, from my experience, are asking, I don't know, for 10,000 skills and 3 years, 7 years of experience. It's really hard to achieve them without anyone giving you a hand of help, helping you out. Okay, so I want to thank you, and please continue helping Academy Cube and support it.